Today, people, we have a special guest.
We do.
Coming to us virtually, but at the same time, it looks like he's sitting at the table.
Right.
So we're going to bring him in right now. We're going to check and see if he's there. Are you there, bro? Okay, so it looks like everything's set for our special guest.
Yes, sir. Today we have a special guest. He goes by the name of DJJ. Now, I know a lot of people don't know who this person is, but some DJs know this person without even knowing them.
Most DJs.
Most DJs
know who the fuck
Right.
he is without knowing him.
Right. Let me tell you a bit of background story of how I know DJJ without knowing DJJ.
Please.
Now, when I was a Scarborough youth that moved, to Durham, went to school.
Okay. Okay, let's hear this story.
I went to college at Durham College. I would attend pub nights sometimes, and I would hear this DJ playing. I'm like, yo,
I had no idea, man.
I was like, who is this black guy playing some tunes? When I look at the booth, I'm seeing this white guy. I'm like, yo, this guy knows some tunes right now.
And the booth, it was like a telephone booth. Okay,
Right,
that's what it
right.
looked like in the club. It was a telephone booth in the pub. It
Right.
was terrible.
Right. And not just that, not just college. I actually went to some parties out in Oshawa.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead. Proceed.
At a little spot they used to have called Le Scratch.
So you know like the ins and outs of Oshawa. Them little intricate.
Don't try that. Don't try that.
Oh, okay.
Don't try that.
Good to
Our
know.
guest is from Oshawa, so you can't diss it.
That's fine.
Hey, I live in Oshawa.
But
I live in Oshawa.
you claim it though, right?
No, I mean I claim whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, you claim Oshawa, so that's fine.
To
He
me, it doesn't
denies
matter.
it all the way. And he knows he's born and bred in Oshawa. It's all right, though. Go ahead. Continue.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to you our guest, DJJ. Give it up for DJJ, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
I had
sir.
no idea, man. I had no idea that's how long that you've seen me. I didn't know.
Yeah, man. I knew
That-
about you for a long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So, for those who don't know you, explain who you are.
I am. So the reason why everyone knows me is I kind of have a quirky style and play very, very versatile. Where again, I can play the cheesiest of cheese,
Right.
or I can get pretty grimy with reggae dance hall, even soca. Not many people have ever seen me do that, but I have a catalog, so that's the good thing. And then the DJs is just the edits, man. I've been editing since 2002, and I've
Okay.
been putting out edits for DJs since 2004.
Okay.
God damn.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So, Buzz has been
was a long time.
pirated from other people to get your edits. That's
Everybody,
Wait,
man,
whoa.
Buzz never paid a single penny for your edits. I'm just letting you know.
All good.
Hold
All good.
on.
All good.
It's
All
not
good.
my fault his shit ended up on
No.
next music pools.
Hey, it's always like that, man. It's always
Exactly.
Like that. You know what? Here's the funniest part. People send me things. They're like, "Yo, I just paid this site that's $20, and you get all these record pools." And I was like, "Okay, what do you mean?" And he's like sending me screenshots. Like, look, there's your edits right there. And I'm
Right.
like, "What?" Like, why? Like, yeah. BS.
So don't put that on
All
me.
good. All good though, man. All good. It happens, man. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
And you know what? It actually happens with me even more because a lot of the edits I'm putting out in the dance hall, Afrobeat, soca, reggae, I'm legit the only one doing them. And if there is other
wow.
people in the world making them, they're not sharing them.
Right.
So
Facts.
for me, it's always in a sense my edits because like legit, some of them are the only ones in the world.
Cool.
Interesting.
All right.
So don't feel bad. It's
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, we'll get into the edit. We'll get into the edits parts a bit later. But how did your
problem.
career? How did you start DJing?
My grandfather was a DJ, a wedding DJ back in the, I want to say 70s, 80s, early 90s.
Shit.
And this was but this is not like your DJ, like the your thing. This is a tuxedo,
Right.
bring, speakers and like just real cheesy wedding DJ.
Okay.
And that was my grandfather. And the first time I seen him DJ was in 1998 in Mississauga. He DJ'd a classic car show in like a Canadian Tire parking lot.
Okay.
Wow.
And I just seen him, and he's got a mixer, but it's not even a crossfader. It's like the knobs, like
Right,
it's like
right.
excuse me, a soundboard. He had a soundboard,
Okay.
right? And he's got his records and he's playing 50s and 60s records. And that was the first time I saw DJing, me personally, see a DJ do that, and was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And again, like, it was weird because it's a car show, but then like there's like girls, like women, old ladies dancing.
Right.
Again, this is on like a Sunday afternoon at a car show. And that was like the first time I saw that. And like no one was bothering him. That was like, that's what I remember. No one was bothering him. This guy was just playing music that he liked.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm like, you can do this? That's good. That's kind of cool.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And in 1998, I'm like 10 years old at that point.
Okay.
Right.
Wicked.
That's interesting. And to know that it's been in your family for that long. Wow.
Yeah.
So talk to us
Yeah,
right
man.
now. I mean, about the more contemporary times. We all know the elephant in the room, COVID-19. How has
Yep.
that been treating you in three ways? You as an individual, you as a family man, and you as a DJ.
Me as a DJ, it's been amazing because I've got to open up to do different things. Like I do the cheese show, as you guys may have seen.
Yeah.
And that's something I say, like, I probably would have never done that if it wasn't for COVID. Like, cause that's, to me, it's like, before it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird until it happened. And then I was like, oh wow, like people actually like these songs. Like, and yeah, so it was stuff like that. And it kind of built, like, I've literally gained so many more friends and followers. I mean, like, even me and JKD, we started talking more over COVID than we've ever really talked.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of just been building relationships that way with DJing. Me as a family man, it's been hard because I have a almost 2-year-old daughter. And my wife has a pretty crazy day job. She works for the Ontario Institute for Cancer Research.
Yeah.
Who has pretty much stopped their research and are helping with COVID. So she has a very intense job. Thankfully, she works from home, but with the toddler running around, that's really been challenging because my job, being an editor, is just a lot of on the computer editing, but I like it though. So like I can do many hours of editing, not an issue at all. But it's been challenging because the 2-year-old doesn't want to just watch TV or play. Like
Right.
she wants our attention like all day.
Yep.
So it's like juggling, in a sense, we're juggling back and forth, you know, you do some work and then I'll do some work. So that, and then me as a person, I mean, it's been okay. It's actually, it's been nice to hang like more, again, going almost back to the family thing, but me as a person, I got to spend, you know, more time with my daughter now and stuff like that. And unfortunately in April, our dog passed away. But early March, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and we just thought back that we got to spend every day with him. Versus if COVID didn't hit, you know, like we wouldn't have, we would have just been in the daily struggle of, you know, get up, get the kid to daycare and all that stuff.
Right.
So that was one cool thing and good thing that I found out of it, that I got to, you know, spend time at home with the family way more than I pretty much ever have.
Yeah.
So
Wicked.
yeah, man.
Sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's all good, man. All good.
Yeah. Let's go deeper into the shows that you do. So talk to us about some of the shows and productions that you have going on right now.
So right now, we for Fromage is definitely the biggest one, and again, that is just all of the cheesiest music. What started from 1995 to 2005,
Right.
and that's what I was doing for the first 4 shows. I did that on a weekly basis.
Okay.
And I'm playing the Spice Girls every week and the Backstreet Boys every week and NSYNC, and just trying to change it up different weekly.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I don't think people are going to continue to listen to this. In a sense, the same music, maybe played in a different order, but kind of the same every week.
Right.
So then I started evolving, like, okay, this week I'm going to do a new show. So like all the new, like I could play Justin Bieber, I could play Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Because in my mind as a DJ, I couldn't mix Spice Girls and Lady Gaga together. It didn't make sense. It was like from 2 completely different eras.
Right.
So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I have to segregate them so I can play them together where it doesn't sound like a mashup show. It actually sounds like these records all came out at the same time and they sound good together. And then these records came out and then span to the 80s and the early 90s. And then, so like, I now have, like, in a sense, a 4-decade Fromage show on a weekly basis.
Okay,
so,
nice.
Yeah, cool.
So why the cheese though? I mean, at a certain part of time back in the day, in the 90s,
Yep.
let's just say, those songs were popping. You know what I'm saying? They weren't cheesy, but like,
Yeah.
why do we consider these cheesy in this day and age?
Man, I mean, so the name Fromage, funny enough, I didn't come up with that.
Okay.
If you guys remember back in the day, there was a show called Fromage on Much Music, and it was hosted by Ed the Sock. Remember
I remember Ed the Sock, but I don't remember the show.
So it was a yearly show, usually happened in January, and he would host. They would do a bunch of categories, and he would host the cheesiest videos, and he would cut up all of these songs, like the music videos, the songs, what they're wearing, what they're saying. So I always had that in mind, that I always wanted to like sort the music that, like, as soon as that happened, pretty much from 2001 on, I've in a sense sorted music. Like, these are the Fromage stuff.
Right.
And then again, just during COVID, how it came about was like, people were always saying like, you should do a show where you can like play the Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls and stuff. And I was like, yeah, but like, I don't know if like who, like to me, it didn't make sense. Cause again, before COVID, my club format of DJing for most of my bookings was hip hop, top 40, reggae.
Right.
That was it. And it was week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the same. Sometimes I'll play reggae on Thursdays and then more hip hop Fridays. And then sometimes I'll do like a top 40 on Saturday, but like for the most part, it was that. So like, it was different.
Right.
So I was like, I want to do different, because I see people every week. And that was the thing, like right when COVID hit, I'm going through Instagram and I'm just scrolling through, and it's like, everyone is playing soca, Afrobeat, reggae. And I was doing it too. And I was just like, I gotta do something different. Like, it has to be different, because man, it was hard. Like, when Scratch would go live, this guy's got 1,000 people watching it. Right. Like, how are you going to compete? Like, you know what I'm saying? How are you going to compete with that? So it's like, I have to do something completely different and so off the wall that like people will like, only the people that know it will come.
Right.
And then I did it. And again, it was like, it became a thing over the first show, like the Fromage Squad. Like, it's not something I made up. Fromage Squad is something that the people in the chat made up.
Right.
And guy, like, it's insane. Like, it's hard to follow the chat while I'm DJing, because it's like they're talking so much and there's cheesy puns, and it's like it became a thing. And I was like, I cannot believe that. So yeah, man, that just came about from people talking about it. And then it's like, to do it, I was like, okay, well, when would you guys be available? Because I don't want to do a show where I'm playing Backstreet Boys and you guys pull up and you're like, what the hell is Jay doing right now? I want you guys to pull up and be like, oh, Jay's got like 80 people watching him play this. So I got a whole bunch of people like, yo, you guys are good for this. And then it just happened, man. And then from there, yeah, man, last week I did my 15th episode.
Oh, wow.
And it was a 5-hour, I played cheese for 5 hours,
Seriously?
only cheese from 2005 to 2020.
Jeez.
So not one Backstreet Boys record, like all, yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah, 5 hours. Okay, started at 9 p.m. on a Sunday, went to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people front like they don't know those songs.
No, man.
The amount of people that do.
Yeah, man. And again, because they know those songs, it wanted me to dig more. So like, every week I'm like literally like going back and like looking through things and watching old little movies that like and getting those songs and just and every week it was something different. Like 2 weeks ago I played the Family Matters theme song and the Full House theme song and so like I'm always doing different things. One show, the 80s retro show, I played the Folgers commercial, Juicy Fruit commercials, like always just doing different, like just keeping it interesting, it interesting. So
and those are the things that people look forward to because it brings back memories. Like
yeah, man, no, and that's always what it's been about, is like bringing back memories of even if you hate the song, it's still bringing back the memory of even when you heard the song.
Facts.
And like, even as cheesy as like Hamster Dance and stuff like that, like it's still as cheesy as it is, you still remember when it came out, and you're just, even when you heard it, you're like, what the heck is this? So
it's nostalgic.
Yeah, man.
Now I know you have another show called The Rhythm Mondays.
New Rhythm Mondays.
Yeah,
So New Rhythm Mondays started through my MP3 pool.
Okay.
And they wanted me to focus. I used to do I used to be an editor for all the genres, but then because I do so many edits, they're like, hey, wait a minute. Like you're taking, in a sense, the work from some of our other editors.
Right.
So they're like, how about you just focus on reggae, soca, Afrobeat, and dancehall? And I was like, okay. but I want to showcase some of the edits I do, because my biggest issue is when I would travel doing gigs, I'm always meeting new DJs, and I'm always, marketing edits, obviously, because I provide something that a lot of people, again, like I said, don't offer.
Right.
So when I'm telling these DJs, I remember meeting one of the DJs from Bass Odyssey in Ottawa. And I'm like, bro, like you need to get on this site, man. It's like I do all the edits. And the man he didn't comprehend that I could be like up to date with dancehall.
Right.
And at that point I was like, I need to, in a sense, prove myself. So I need to show weekly that when this song drops, it's on the site.
Okay.
And that's how the New Rhythm Mondays came about. It's like, I need to be able to prove that when I say I have the newest stuff, you need look, here it is.
Right.
Like I had, you know what I'm saying? Cartel just dropped. There it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came about. But I never had time to do a show. And then it wasn't until COVID hit. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe I could do a show a weekly show. And again, there's so many songs from 2020 that I could do a show weekly, still kind of play some of the same hot records, but then still throw in different songs that came out in January and February that we're all still playing, but it's maybe not in our every week set. Right. So yeah, so that's how that came about. And that show on a Monday night from 10 to 12 just does just as good as the Fromage show, which is beyond me. Again, it doesn't make sense to me, but, and again, I did that show for DJs. It was to show, again, more showing of, hey, DJs, these are all, and again, I keep saying on the show, all these records I'm playing are on the site.
Yeah.
Every record I'm playing is on the site. It's not like I'm going to play a song. You're like, where can I, it's all on the site.
Right.
And then what happened is I found that other people, not that other people can't like dance hall, but it was like, I did it for the DJs. And then other people were like, well, I just like this new dance hall, so we're just going to listen. And the DJs and people come together. And then, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So every Monday now.
Yeah, wicked, man.
It's wicked. It's wicked how we established shows that we were kind of thinking about before the pandemic, but now it's an actual thing.
Wild, man. Wild.
And, I mean, just to comment on that, all of what we're doing right now, everything you guys are seeing on the YouTube was foreign to me before pandemic. I had no clue what OBS was. I never heard about OBS. I had no clue what a capture card was. And I have these two nice ass cameras here that I wasn't taking advantage of. All of these intricate things that we've all learned in COVID is amazing. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about, stemming off of those last questions from JKD. Now, you and I had a conversation the other day regarding Twitch. And the reason I messaged you was because SB told me, yo, you could start making money off of your Twitch, DJJ just made a little bit of money off of Twitch the other day.
Yeah, man.
So when he told me that, I was like, wait, what? And mind you, I got the affiliate link and everything from Amazon. It's kind of the same shit, but from Twitch. I got it from Twitch. And I just paid it no mind because I'm like, probably not going to make any money. You see these gamers on here, with hundreds of thousands of viewers, they're probably the ones making the money. But you actually did it. So there's two things I want to ask you.
Not just me, a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people have made money.
Facts, but
I've just been more open about it.
Yeah, so you as a DJ have done it. So I guess the two things I want to ask you is, how did you do it? And while you answer that, you could probably answer, why is it important for a DJ to establish themselves and to register themselves as a business?
Okay, so what was the first question? Sorry.
How did you make money? And then why is it important to be a business or register yourself as a business?
So in a sense, you're asking how I made money on Twitch.
Yeah.
So on Twitch, again, I kind of did the same thing that you did. It's like when I get partner, I was in my first mind, I was like, I don't want to charge people. I don't care.
Exactly.
I could care less about that. But then again, a lot of research, and again, everything I'm doing, I've been the guinea pig for a lot of DJs, I've been the ghost guinea pig of the lot of DJs, like Serato Crash on my Twitch on the live. I've been there, done it. Okay. So I've been the guinea pig. So, being the guinea pig, I watch a lot. So I watch a lot of people, and where I saw it start to, in a sense, make sense to me was, seeing people with the custom emotes, the emojis. I know when we say, sometimes we say emotes, some people don't know what Twitch is. So they're like, I don't know what the hell emote is. Emoji, custom emoji. And when I saw that, it one clicked. I was like, oh, you can share someone else's emote in another show. And I'm like, imagine it's a cool emote. And I then saw people in the chat, the same chat, say, yo, what's that? And they click it, and then you can subscribe to that person. You don't even need to know the person with the emote. But if you want to use the emote, you could subscribe to their channel, and it's only $6-7. So when that happened, I was like, oh, I need to make people I need to make people want emotes. And the first one I saw was a buddy of D Smooth. He had a spam can.
Okay.
Right. And it was like, yo, that's so sick. And then people would show up and again, in a sense, spam him. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, with fromage, I can do lots of things. So I did a cheese whiz. I did a craft dinner.
Yeah.
I have a piece of cheese that holds a sign that says violation notice, which is when like, let's say I play a song. So like, for example, like I choose some songs, like I'll play a Brandy song. To me, the song is cheesy. To some people, it's not. So people throw up violation.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as those custom emotes came about, I was like, you need to be an affiliate to have them. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I need to go full force. And that's what I did. And those emotes and the emote slots are based on how many people subscribe to you on a 1 month basis. So for every slot you need, I think it's 15 for so you get one when you become an affiliate. And then if you get 15 people to subscribe to you, you get another one. And then if you get 25, it's another one, 35, another one. And then 50 is your last one. So as soon as I saw that, it was like full steam ahead. I need to get as many people on this as possible to, one, maximize my emotes. So that way I can, and again, gain more followers through my cool emotes.
Yeah.
And that's in a sense, the way I made money was just full steam ahead, subscribe. And then again, provide massive amounts of value to everybody else. And again, hope that they'll subscribe.
Now to pause you there, this is where in the conversation that we had when I developed my affiliate link and started to do my emote situation, you had said a lot of mans don't fucking pass that step because they're not registered, and then they don't have the taxation or whatever, the tax info to put into Twitch. So that's an aspect that I think a lot of people could learn from. Why? You
don't actually need to be a business.
Okay.
You in a sense, you could be yourself, right? Yeah. That there's no issue there. But I mean, to be a business is again just good, because I mean, I never realized that till very later in life about having a business, because everyone's like, well, you could like write everything off, and I was like, I'm buying it anyways. What do you mean I'm going to write it off? And it wasn't until I started seeing, oh, I'm right. Like you go to a gig, you make $500. Well, $100 is expenses. Well, you actually only made $400, but you're like, imagine you can actually make $500. And it was like, as soon as I figured that, I was like, it clicked.
Yeah.
And that's why. So, it's great to be a business again, just because people take, at least for me, people take you more seriously. But on Twitch, I mean, you can make this a business, man. It's really crazy. Like, especially now that like I streamed me mastering dub plates today. And I think I made $7. It wasn't a lot, but I made $7 doing my day job.
Yeah. Wow. You would have done it anyway for nothing.
I was already, I was doing it for my client that paid me, but at the end of the day, I made it, right? So it's just, from there, it's just going to keep going up.
Yeah. Nice. So I love your discussions about like what you kind of do behind the scenes, the fact that you do a lot of edits and so forth. So talk to us about you actually being in the clubs. What was your introduction into the club scene?
My introduction into the club scene, I was in high school.
Wow.
And funny enough, it was at La Scratch.
Oh, wow.
In a sense, I think my first nightclub was La Scratch.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. And it was on their college night. It was on a Tuesday night at the time. This is 2005. And I just remember I'm DJing at a club and I still have to go to high school the next day. I think I'm in grade 12. And I just remember my friends not being as excited as I was. I'm I'm like going to the school the next day. Like, you guys know where I was last night? I was at a nightclub. They're like, I was like, no. I am in high school. I'm
Right.
17 years old. I was just at a nightclub last night. They're like,
Yeah, that's exactly how I was.
so I was like, okay. But no, it was wild, man. It was wild because I never, especially La Scratch, because Buzz, I don't know if you've ever been to La Scratch, but it used to be a Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
That's how big it was.
I'm from Scarborough, sorry.
all good. No, but
shade
man,
right now.
no. But here's the craziest thing, man. When in 2008, I was a part of something called Dollar Beer Thursdays at La Scratch. And brother, it was a college night, and it did 1,500 people.
Holy crap!
Weekly, every week.
Yeah.
1,500 people, $1 beer.
That's
And
crazy.
brother, it was insane and legit. Even though you're saying you're coming from Scarborough, people said we're from Mississauga, man.
Yeah,
like people were like not going to Sugar Daddies and driving to La Scratch.
Right.
Jeez, on a Thursday.
Real talk.
I went to York and they had some I don't know about 1,500, but the pub nights there was like a good 5 to 1,000 weekly, and I was like, what the hell? I think I went to the Soca night and one other night, and I wasn't really. It's a different scene.
So it was that, man. Being in high school, DJing, but my I had previous experience in all ages, but a lot of my all ages were at banquet halls. They weren't really at, although it was, I guess you can say it's a nightclub setting. It has a large sound system, lights, people are dancing, and there is a bar, but it's called the Italian Hall or this blah blah banquet hall. It's not a nightclub. So that would be my first experience.
Wicked. And I know from the first experience till now is years down the line. So going into it, as a lot of us DJs do, as all of us do when we go to parties, we develop sort of idols and mentors.
Yep.
Who have those been for you?
So I have an interesting story. My story started when I was in high school. My mentors, funny enough, were Danny D, Tony Monaco, Hammer, pretty much everyone from Z103. Because when my dad is Portuguese, so I'm Portuguese, and the European thing growing up was, especially in the mid '90s, was a lot of Euro. Like anything you saw in Electric Circus, that's what I grew up with. So at the time, Z103 was like legendary just for that style of music. So I gravitated towards those guys, and the coolest part is those guys never punked me off. I would show up, not even tell them. And again, it's 2001, 2002, 2003. I'm showing up to the rate, like this is their job. And I'm showing up like, yo, can I sit in here and watch you do the street mix? And man, like shout out Danny D. Like Danny D never punked me off once, man. I don't know, how old are you in grade 8 and 9? Like, I don't know. 13, 14.
13, 14.
Yeah, man. Like, dude, like just imagine you be doing doing a club, and then some kid just wants to come and chill with you. Like, and I literally think back to like, what would I say to a person? Like, I probably would say, yo, kid, buzz off, you know? But yeah, that was, Danny D never did that, man. Never at all. Danny
So wait,
D,
you our age. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh yeah, you're about our age. Okay. Yeah, Danny D never punked you off.
Never, man, never. And again, Danny D, Tony Monaco, the Hammer, all of like the main guys of the radio station, man, never always welcomed me with open arms. And it wasn't until I started, funny enough, hanging out with Marky D, who was another, very, very dance-driven DJ from Z103, introduced me to starting from scratch.
Okay.
And it was from there that I started, again, very quickly learning who Scratch was. Because, again, in my mind at the time, this is 2000 to 2004. My mind at the time is strictly dance music, like dance music. But keep in mind, I listen to everything. My parents listen to everything.
Right.
It's just that this is what I want. Like, I want to be the Euro DJ.
Yeah.
And then I quickly learned about starting from scratch and the Traffic Flow mix show.
Yep.
And man, just from there, he became my favorite DJ because I grew up with so many different types of music. like insane amounts of music, because my parents, just like me, like everything.
Right.
Like I remember vividly listening to like On a Reggae Trip on a cassette from my dad, listening to Buju Banton and all like Gregory Isaacs, all these people. I'm 93. We're 4 or 5 years old.
Right.
I'm listening to this. Then I'm listening to Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac with my mom. Right. And then I'm listening to dance music. And then I'm listening to, my uncle who like is playing, soca and stuff, right? Like some like Byron Lee stuff. And I'm like, and like legit, this is how I grew up with rock and everything. So when I saw Scratch, and again, the best part about Scratch on the Traffic Flow Mix show is he did whatever he wanted.
Right.
Some days you hear him play rock music. Some days you hear him play hip hop. Some days he's reggae. Some days he's whatever. He played whatever he wants. And I gravitated towards that because I was like, that's what I wanted. Like, I want to be able to play all types of music.
Dope, man.
And like he became like the number one.
Right.
Wicked.
Nice. Now, before
as
COVID,
I imagine
go ahead.
As I imagine he's number one to everybody, man. Like
he was on my speakers in a
Like-
lot of fucking rush hour
Yeah,
traffic.
man.
A lot of them, and yeah, he's amazing at what he
So-
does.
Yeah.
very.
Before COVID, I know you played at a lot of clubs, but one club I remember you playing at was Cocktail House in Pickering.
Yep.
How did that opportunity come about?
So how did that opportunity? So I've known Dean and Little S, the owners of the club,
Okay.
back from the Rumors days.
Right.
And I used to play, funny, again, no one knows this because Rumors Friday didn't do that well,
Okay.
but I used to do a lot of Fridays at Rumors.
Okay.
Me, Black's done the place, who would show up at 2. I would play the whole night. Black shows up 2.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, man. So, and Mr. Presto was on
Are
the
we
mic.
talking
which was
about Rumors in Scarborough?
Rumors in Scarborough?
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's,
man.
It's funny. I just
again,
drove by there the other day, and they tore that. They
again,
tore that
though.
building down.
Again, Fridays wasn't the night.
Okay.
Fridays was their like legit off night.
Okay.
That was the weirdest part.
Right.
And I guess that's why I played there. Not that it did bad, but it wasn't slammed like a Sunday or anything like that.
Right.
So did that on Fridays. And when the opportunity came up that Little S, because Little S DJ's there, when that opportunity came up that he's like, hey, I need a DJ. He brought me in because they want a variety of music on Flow. And that was pretty much it. Like, and to be honest, I didn't expect him to ask me.
Right.
And he did. And then it was wicked, man. It was the whole summer. I got to do, sorry, I'm remembering now. One of the brothers went back to their homeland, I think of Macedonia, and it's a family run business. That's the coolest part about that business. It's very, very family driven and family run.
Right.
So when one person goes down, they need someone to step up. So Little S took over the club, and then I was the DJ.
Wicked.
Interesting.
Now, do you
And it was, sorry, it was an interesting summer too, because it was at the start of the summer, and
Right.
literally they said, it's you got to commit to every weekend.
Ooh.
Friday and Saturday and long weekend Sundays.
Wow.
And they're like, we want to know all the bookings you currently have.
Right.
You can have those bookings, but as of today, no more.
Jeez.
But I'm on the radio 10 hours a week on 93.5.
Wow.
Dope.
So it was worth it. It was worth it. They got, I think I had maybe 4 weddings throughout the whole summer, throughout the, 4, 8, 16 weeks. I had 4 weddings,
Right.
maybe 2 private parties. But other than that, I think other than 6 weeks, I was there every week, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
Nice.
So that was fun.
So how was that exposure of playing on the radio as well? Like, did you have people come up to you like, oh, are you DJJ from, you know?
Never that.
Okay.
But the coolest part is I saw how powerful the radio was.
Okay.
That so Peter Cash was the MC, and I remember like Peter Cash would like forget his phone charger, and I was like I'm always been Android, he's iPhone, and he's
Right.
like, yo, I need someone to bring me, and brother, legit random people would show up and bring the man a charger. And again, I don't know who's listening. Like,
Right.
people are texting me, hey, I'm listening, but like I didn't know the impact of how serious the radio was until I saw that, like
Right.
on a weekly other, like, you know, like it was intense. So never the Are You DJJ, but definitely like seeing the impact of how many people got to listen. And there was, again, there was people that listened but never said anything to me. But then
Okay.
after, like, hey, I heard you're on Flow, like, you know.
Right.
So I just didn't know the reach until after the fact.
Okay,
Dope.
well, good.
So we have a couple of very important fan questions. A couple
Oh,
of
boy.
people reached out to us and asked us some pressing questions, actually. I like these ones.
Oh, geez.
So the first one, DJJ. Any relation to Dr. J?
No. But here's the funniest part, though. The funniest.
That's that.
No. Yo, I'll tell you a funny story. And the best part is like the first time I met Dr. J.
Yeah.
It was so funny because legit, I would get phone calls from old Caribbean women. And I would never answer the phone at the time, and they would leave messages. And again, this is a lady in a very, very Trini Guyanese accent saying, "Hello, I'd like to book Dr. J." And I'm just like, how did she get this number wrong? And this happened a lot. And I just remember telling him that. And I think he said only one time he had it where I think someone called him or text him or something. But it was just no relation, but funny enough that like we did get kind of mixed up. So that, but again, more my side than his side, obviously.
Okay. And second question, any relation to DJ Whiteboy, James
Oh
McCormick?
my White Boy's a good friend, man.
Okay.
Good friend, man. Really good friend. Unfortunately, no relation, but very, very good friend. And to be honest, in the reggae dancehall scene, kind of inspiring to see as well.
Got you.
Because it's not easy playing dancehall for real Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Right. And it comes to almost a point of it doesn't matter what the song is.
Yeah.
Right. JKD could play the same set as me and he will have the crowd much faster than I will. And I experience it and it drives me to do better while I'm playing because they're looking at me, but they're like, oh, this guy doesn't know this song.
Yeah.
And then you hit him another one and another one and then a dub and then
Right.
you know, like and then it's like okay, and then by the end of the night, you know, I got him, but
Right.
it's much harder. So seeing White Boy's confidence, and again, I'm not a DJ that talks. Like you see me talk on the mic now because of COVID, but I've never been a guy to talk. I'm always the guy mixing with an MC. So White Boy, although no relation, definitely gave me the confidence to play dancehall the way I do.
Speaking of White Boy, I just seen a video of him actually clashing, and that gave me much more respect for him because I'm into the clashing stuff now.
Yeah.
No,
And I seen him clash, and he was going up against some top dogs. Like we're talking about Black Reaction, we're talking about like Super Fresh. Those are some top sounds in Toronto.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I give him his props because he did well. He went to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He was like one of the top four sounds in the last round. So I mean, he played well, really well.
Yeah, man, and he is not I like to call myself a dub flaunter. He doesn't flaunt dubs. He likes to keep everything very quiet until he needs it.
Right.
And yeah, man, I haven't seen many dubs, but the dubs he has played are ridiculous, and he has a lot of cartel, like a lot of cartel.
Right.
Very good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got to big up Prawn for those questions. So
When he asked both of
yes. Now back to our questions, the more realistic ones. Now we spoke about, you in the club scene, but we want to dive in more of the business aspect of being a DJ.
Yep.
So as we spoke about earlier, you have your music pools.
Yep.
So go around, I guess maybe the business aspect of that, what you offer, what you charge, and how that's another sort of passive income that you do make.
So you want me to talk about everything or just talk about my MP3 pool? Because in a sense, there's two stories to that.
Okay.
But the best part is again, we all love Gary V as because I follow you guys a lot, so I know the way the style. I know you guys watch Gary V.
Yeah.
And it's always been about giving value. And it was funny that even before I seen Gary V, the first time I seen Gary V was the Breakfast Club interview.
Me too.
And even before that, I've been providing value, more value than anything else. Always provide value. And that's how it literally came about. The edits legit came about with me making the edits for myself, right? As anyone would.
Yeah.
But the difference is when I started playing out, DJs would come up to me and say, "Where did you get that?" Because at the time, this is 2004, 2005, there is no DJ pools. I think at the time there was a site called my12inch.com.
Yeah, I remember that.
Funny enough.
What?
It's kind of
Right?
fucked up, but I remember that.
Yeah. And yeah, there was that one. There was
Jake and
that
he
one.
said my 2-inch.
Yeah. And again, crazy name. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people maybe didn't click it. But again, funny. No, legit guy. I am serious, and I'm willing to bet it's still around. I'm willing to bet that site's still around. But there wasn't a lot of sites, man. So people were kind of ripping them off the internet where they could, or had to rip from the CD. And again, Serato was very, very new. So man, it started like, well, can you send me those? And I started sending them to DJs. And then a lot of DJs started asking, and I was like, well, I'm not doing all this work for free. So me being the value, I said, this was maybe about 4 or 5 DJs. I said, okay, you guys pay for the record pools, because at the time I'm not getting the music. I'm literally going on the sites and downloading them.
Okay.
And all the other DJs, I'll do the work. You guys pay for everything. So in a sense, I got free music. And from there, just stemmed to like, okay, now it's time to make money. Because again, my project every month was getting larger and larger and larger.
Yeah.
So from there, again, it stemmed to now it's a business.
Right.
And then again, funny enough, the My MP3 pool thing came about same way, providing content, making edits. And again, like Gary Vee says, share your best stuff. And I would literally make the top edits. Drake would drop a song. I'm the first one to make the edit.
Right.
And I sent it to every single person I could that I had their email, and I sent it to every single record pool for free.
Dope.
And man, you wouldn't believe how many record pools would take my edit, take my name off of it, and post it, and no credit whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't, and it was about a year of that. And I was like, whatever. I'm like, at least I can say it's my edit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the biggest edit I ever done was Drake 02100. It dropped, and they didn't release a clean version. And I made a clean version. At the time, I was working at GE. And the only reason why I had a day job at the time was to get a mortgage, because at the time banks were not giving DJs mortgages.
Yep.
Also another reason to have a business. I literally stopped working at GE, like stopped my work at GE and started cleaning the song. And I don't know if you guys know 0 to 100. That's a lot of swearing.
Right.
Yeah.
And you may still have my edit. It's a lot of roos and inks and like, I don't know if you have
Most
the clean
likely.
edit of that.
Right.
But if you have that, that's my edit. And dude, that thing spread like wildfire. I heard DJs in Japan using my edit.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell? And it was that time that, again, every week I'm sending it to DJs and sending it to record pools. And it was my MP3 pool that said, yo, this is crazy. Credited me for the edit and said, man, we want to work with you.
Nice.
And then never contacted me again.
What?
And I was like, what the heck? Dude, wouldn't answer my emails. Okay, cool. Still sending. And it wasn't until another time where they're like, yo, this is sick. Like, we want you to still work with us. We blah, blah, like, give you the runaround.
Right.
Still never got back to me. And it wasn't until the third time where they said, this is sick. This is what we're going to pay you. You start, go. And again, it was just by constant providing value.
Yeah. That's dope.
And that's what and that's what my business has always been.
Yeah.
Right.
Is providing value. And you asked me what I've been doing since COVID. I've been providing value via YouTube and stuff like that. I've been, I did 2 webinars to sort your crates and stuff like that. I did a Twitch one for streaming and stuff like that. And
Right.
yeah, man, just providing value. And from there, you know, marketing my other services, and maybe you need them and maybe you don't.
So do you have your own MP3 music type of?
It's more of a curation service because the thing is a record pool is like they give you everything, and I don't give you everything. My thing is only the goods, like the songs that you need. It's curated. It's a curated playlist.
Okay.
Right. And like JKD can attest to that, right? Like I'm not giving you every dance hall song that's been released this month.
True. Okay. Now that you said it, it's like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you full rhythms and stuff like that.
Right.
It's very limited because again, I don't want to waste people's time.
Right.
That's what a lot of these things do. It's a time waster.
Right. Yeah.
You listen to all these songs and not that I'm hating on other people, but there's some editors and people that will just get a song and because they make money, they'll put it out. But you don't know if this guy is from a rapper from Hamilton or a big art. Like they actually don't know. It's a song that comes to them and they make it and they put it out. Right. And I don't want to mention any record pools, but there's a lot of record pools, not my MP3 pool, but other ones that if you go to the reggae section, especially, I would love to videotape you, JKD, just going through the reggae section of some of these websites.
I know I've been on some of these websites and they're horrible, bro.
And legit, you're like, who is this?
You're right.
Like who? Like I'm telling you, man, it's really really sad.
Dope.
But again, man, it's a money game. It's make the edit, send it to the site, make the money.
Right. For those who don't know, like what's the record curated?
So it's called 8 Mix, and it comes from an 8-bar intro, okay. and that's what it is, and that's what we specialize in, 8-bar intros. Right. Okay. And that's it, man.
Wicked. I know you talked about YouTube, so talk to us about the YouTube channel that you have.
So the YouTube channel started a while ago when you guys probably heard of this, called the Toronto Caravana DJ Pack.
Yes, I heard of it. Yep.
So that was my intro into soca edits. Right. And funny enough, I was like, well, I don't know enough about soca. I know how to make edits, but I don't know enough about soca. So I need to recruit some people. Right. So I recruited my boy DJ in Trinity, who was like my biggest, pretty much my longest standing friend at the time. Okay. Trinidadian, super into soca. Okay. And we started that. And then it's like, okay, we need to expand more because I want more edits, more DJs. Right. And we recruited Kevin. We recruited Loverboy from New York. We recruited Jeff Jam. And it was through there. It was through that I got into the soca edits. Okay. Sorry, what was the initial question?
The YouTube channel. Like, how did you get started with that?
So by doing that, I started recording me making, funny enough, edits at the time and reworks to soca stuff. And then I never did anything else with the channel, funny enough, until COVID hit. Right. And as soon as COVID hit, that's when I started to do tutorials. And again, just from Gary Vee, like my biggest issue always was, well, if I show everyone how I do my work, who the hell's going to pay me to do the work? Right. And then I realized people are lazy. Right. And people are not as committed to music as I am. Yeah. Because like I said, sometimes like a lot, like the monthly curation service, like again, you just got the September package. I did. Yeah. In total, maybe I spent 45 hours making that. Oh, wow. Right. That's a long time. Right. So, the YouTube channel started just by, again, adding more value to customers who are not DJing at the time. Right. Because that was the hardest thing. If you're providing music to DJs, that's cool. But now what happens if they're not DJing? True. What are you going to do? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's like, but like, Jay, I'm not DJing. And again, like no one knew what was happening. So it's like March was okay. Right. April's like, okay. May is like, June, or like, just like, okay, I'm done. No, I can't pay for music anymore. Like I haven't played. No one's playing. Right. So I was like, I gotta be able to provide value to customers. And through that, again, doing webinars and then adding them to YouTube. And again, showing DJs a skill set that I have and I use. And because I'm in this position that I help and do a lot of things, a lot of people come to me and ask me for questions and stuff, providing value to customers who are not DJing,
Mm.
and using a certain skill set that I know. And again, by being the guy that helps everybody, they come to me with questions. And again, this is where me and Gary V like really clicked, because people are asking Gary V questions. He takes those questions, and if he gets enough of those questions, he sees that, oh, everyone has this problem. Right. I saw that too. Everyone has crate problems. And again, when again, like I have, like, not only do I do edits, I provide services of, like, some people don't know how to back up their laptop properly. And I set that up for some, like that's a service I offer as well, that if you need help backing up your laptop, changing a hard drive, getting your old hard drive to read on your new hard drive, and not having to worry about stuff like that. So seeing those issues from that many people, I'm like, I need to address these issues. One, to help, but two, so they'll stop calling me.
Right.
like, dude, as soon as COVID hit, and I made a post about the, what's it called? The iRig 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, if you ask my wife, dude, my wife didn't talk to me for a week. No lie. My phone would ring 50 times a day, 50 different people asking, Jay, how are you online? How are you? Where do you get this thing? How much is it?
Right.
And legit, my wife was so pissed. And I helped every single person.
The funny story with that is I ordered 2 iRigs in separate
Yep.
months. I said, you know, if this one crashes, I want at least a backup. First one I ordered, it may have took 3-4 days to get to my house. The second one took over a fucking month because everybody bought it at that point. It was crazy. And I think I found it out from D-Rock's post.
Yeah.
That's where I heard it. But that iRig is an integral part of the streaming.
Of the Instagram streaming, for sure.
Instagram streaming, yes.
Right.
One thing I wanted to mention too, now that we're talking about the YouTube space, a lot of the people that are listening would know that I have a YouTube channel myself called the DJ Network. And I have 2 people that I want to do collaborations videos with. And it's literally listed in my phone and has been for months. And that is DJJ and DJ Kevin.
Nice.
So eventually I'm going to make that happen. But at this point in time, I just haven't kept up with the channel my damn self.
Yeah, no, and I was the same way, brother. Right up until COVID, and it's now that I've been up to it. And then again, using the Gary V model of bringing value, and then again, like taking the contents, like, so for example, today I did the dubplate thing today, recorded it,
right.
And then I took a snippet of it and I posted it in my Instagram today.
Yeah.
Right. 2 people hit me up and they're like, "You master dubs." I was like, "Yes," and it's cost this much.
It's worth it.
So I made $7 and I have 2 potential new customers.
Right.
So
it's that easy.
Stuff, just stuff like that, man. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So it's just to say, you know, you're on the radar to put you on one of them episodes.
I'm ready, brother. Whatever you need me to do.
It's just one of those of my business ventures that have been low hanging fruit, and very low hanging because I've just, I don't know, COVID hit me different, and I had to position my mentality to certain things, and unfortunately, that one again in my life took a back burner. Because I've had the DJ Network since early 2017.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to say, but I was probably one of your first subscribers.
Yeah, you were, and you commented that on one of my videos. Like, I pay attention, but it's one of those, like, I haven't been able to fixate my mind to do it. I don't know what it is, but I need to get back on it. Whatever.
It just takes a lot of time, and that's one thing. Like, it does take a lot of time, and especially when you're doing it all yourself, that's the hardest part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So again, like, I'm ghetto. Like, if I want to do a video effect, and I Google it and then be like, how do I make the logo shake to the base? And then I watch a tutorial on how to do like that's legit how ghetto it is. So
yeah.
I get it, brother. It takes a long time.
Oh yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, man. So
but I'm ready, whenever you're ready, I'm down.
For sure. We'll end up doing a collaboration video at some point. How has the YouTube space been for you financially?
Nothing. Zero. And
because of music,
and
right?
BS. And because of the music. So I haven't monetized yet, because like on YouTube you can't start monetizing until you get some like really serious views.
Right.
So I think one of my videos at like 300 and one of them's at like 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I haven't started monetizing that. But all of the dubplate mastering and all that stuff, Yeah, man. I was actually really pissed because I did the edits one the other day, which is like my first one where you see me make edits and I'm talking to people.
Yeah.
And man, I got flagged on like 6 songs, and I literally like went back to like the copy infringement. I was like, and I appealed every single one of them.
Wow.
Jeez.
Everyone allowed me to use it except one person. You guys know Lou City?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lou
The
City
Lucian
from
artist.
St. Lucia?
Yeah.
Yes, guy, they sent me the damn song, and their record label is pulling it off. And I said, guys, your artist sent it to me. This is educational. They will not. So I cannot monetize because of that.
Well, can't you just mute that specific section? No?
I mean, I could, but then it's weird though, because then you're like watching, and then again, it's always been like for me, which is another reason why I don't like to use Restream, because like if you get muted on Facebook or YouTube, people don't know, like they'll pull up and it's just you like just bouncing around, but the music's been cut, but the like, video's still there. So like you're looking at this guy like this guy has no idea that this guy unplugged something and nothing's working right now. He's just bouncing around like an idiot.
Yeah.
So that was always my thing of like I couldn't mute it, and if I didn't mute it, I could monetize, but it was like it didn't make sense. So I'm trying to get a hold of them. So
I mean,
but yeah, like I want that. And I'm not playing the whole song, man. It's like a snippet. It's like a snippet.
Because, I mean, you being in that space already, it makes sense to do something where it's less musically inclined and more so educationally. So removing, like, copyrighted material.
Right.
One of my videos, I don't even know how, it has 200,000 fucking views. And that's already made, like, not a shitload, but, like, a good amount of money to say it's worth my time.
Right.
The fact is, there's money to be made on YouTube. Yeah. And you're a very knowledgeable guy. Like most DJs, just looking at their studio setup, you could understand that they know what the fuck they're talking about. And looking behind you right now, you could see all of that. Right. And besides that, I've watched a few of your contents, and you could do it. Like it's just eliminating that copyright aspect.
That and I need a production team. For me to do it, because my main business, which is edits, takes up so much of my time. Yeah, I need a production team that I can hand off to. Like I can do the content and then hand it off, because it's hard with me prepping for shows. Again, like the Fromage Tea show, that takes a while to prep, right? Like again, for me to go 2 hours, or again with the show with 5 hours, with this, like again, cheese is not a genre, right? Like there's multiple genres, right? And you have to make all the records work together. So prepping for shows has been hard. And then again, once I'm done with the shows, I rip the audio, put them on Spotify, Mixcloud. So that takes time, man. So for me to pump out the videos, like even my webinar, I did my webinars in May, and I just posted them a month ago. Oh wow! Right. So it's just like it takes time. So like I need a production team, a cheap one.
True.
An inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap. Yeah, an expensive production team.
Right. Got you. I came across that you have your own app.
Do
you have your own app? Like, do you have your own? Is it an app that you have called Spin?
Spintools. Yes.
Spintools,
so Spintools is funny enough. Me and a buddy of mine, Tim, who used to be a DJ. But Spintools kind of consumed his life. He's a really brilliant, I want to say brilliant coder. And with me making multiple hundreds, thousands of edits a month, I needed a way to tag and do all these things in easier ways. And him, over the years, being my friend, seeing that, he created an app that you can organize your music library and remove duplicates and make cue points. Yeah. And in 2017 or 2018, we actually went to the CDJ show in Toronto. We paid the big money for the booth, got a ton of emails, ton of stuff. And then Tim bought a house, and now Tim is about to have a kid. Right. So, and I'm not a coder. It's again, a lot of my idea and a lot of my like reworking, but at the end of the day, it's Tim's baby, and it's hard because it's one of a kind. Right. And damn, if I would have known you were going to ask that, I would have showed you guys a bit of what it can do. It's really insane, man.
That's wicked.
Like not only does it show you duplicates, it like will remove duplicates and show you like, let's say you have, I don't know, a song by Destra, let's say,
Right.
and you have 5 of them. It'll show you that like you only played this song, this one once, this one once, this one twice, this one 36 times.
That is wicked.
Once. And here's the thing. It's in the beta phase right now.
Right.
But in a sense, for a DJ, the scary part is you're like, well, I want to delete these 4 songs and I want to keep just this one.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if this and this one are in a crate that you don't maybe use often, but when you're going to go use it, it's not going to work. You're going to load it. It's like, oh shit, it's gone. Well, imagine a program that could take this one song and put it in these 5 crates and not take up. And again, if this easy math, let's say each song is 5 megabytes,
right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Right.
Now you've just saved 20 megabytes on your hard drive and nothing changed. Your crate structure didn't change. Nothing changed. Just the size in your hard drive changed.
That's wicked, bro.
And guys, that's just one application. That's one application.
Right.
Pretty much the way we've set it up is you're going to, before you open Serato, you're going to add music in Spintools. You're going to add cue points. You're going to do everything in Spintools. Everything will be done in Spintools. Serato will be a performance app only.
Wow.
Jeez.
Forward thinking. I like it.
But again, it's hard because again, Tim is a very busy guy, and Tim runs all my stuff for my Fromage show. Like behind the scenes, I don't know, like you don't see me clicking off screen, right? Like Tim is running all that stuff. So he's very busy, but like I said, it's in the alpha stage right now.
Right.
And then we're about to go to beta, which then is going to open it up to a lot of testers. And people have been complaining about the length.
Right.
But the only thing I can say to that is we're messing with your hard drive. We're messing with your hard drive.
Right.
And we do not want to bring, because DJ Tech Tools in the UK is on board.
Okay.
DJ City is on board, and Club Killers and DMS are on board. These are record pools that are on board that you'll be able to download music through the app.
Oh, wicked.
But we do not want to release something and legit it deletes DJ's hard drives or right. All it takes is one and the app is done.
Right.
All of that time, the money, everything is done.
Right.
So we're being very, very cautious because, like I said, when you guys back up your hard drive, you know how you have your Serato and then you have your _ Serato.
Right.
Yeah. The folder that stores all that stuff. We're messing with that folder, and when you mess with that folder and you don't have a proper backup, you could, in a sense, lose crates, lose files, delete files. So we're being very, very cautious with it.
Jeez. As you should.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's dive to another aspect. Step away from the DJs. Let's go into the more, current situations that are happening right now. Speaking with the Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that you have taken initiative in voicing your opinion on the whole Black Lives Matter. Speak on that so our viewers could know, where's your stance on it?
Well, man, I mean, obviously Black Lives Matter. I mean, I've grown up. Some of my best friends are Jamaican, Trinidadian, and not that I grew up very white privilege, unfortunately. Yeah. But I've definitely seen, even as I was speaking, my friend DJ in Trinity, like I vividly remember him having a car, and every time we would drive by the police, this guy would just like this, and I'm just like, it's like it was never something I had to do, and it was. So from there, man, just loving the culture. I'll do anything to support the movement in any way I can. Even again. So I know I saw a bunch last weekend. DJs they shut down their shows. They didn't do anything. Right. I chose to do the same thing, but then I chose to stream from Friday to Monday morning some information about Black Lives Matter. On my Twitch channel, the whole, I did 52 hours, and it completely destroyed my partnership, my road to partnership for this month, because you have to have a certain average viewers. And because I did it for so long, and obviously people are coming in for very quick information and then leaving, right. It destroyed that. And I lost 10 followers.
Oh, wow.
And the craziest thing is it's kind of hard. Not that it's hard to unfollow someone on Twitch, but it's, you have to go out of your way to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So So I was like, you know what? If that person's gonna unfollow me for that, then I don't need them as a follower anyways.
Facts.
Yeah.
So man, just doing my part, man, doing my part. Sharing some like I don't want to call them memes, but just some like pictures and images of stuff like just some like deep thought stuff of like why people are thinking certain ways. And but again, I've always been for the love, man. I just do everything for the love.
Right.
I hear you. Okay. Now in terms of everything that you do, you know, you just like how you have your idols and you grow up seeing certain people that you idolize. There's people maybe looking up to you or young people that are hearing this conversation right now. What advice would you give to them in terms of the DJ world and everything that you've learned?
Practice your craft. Practice the craft of DJing.
Yeah.
And when I say that, that's not just mixing and selecting. That's the business aspect. That's everything. Practice everything about the art of DJing.
Yeah. And so, yeah, go ahead.
And the reason why I say that is because when you practice everything, you get to see if you actually like it. Right? Because there's some DJs who are like, well, just like scratching. But like that doesn't mean they're a great DJ and can do this as a business.
Right.
And I'm not knocking scratch DJs. Like I just use that as an example. There's some DJs that you know how to beat mix, but that's it though. So my advice to anyone would be just really dive deep and like find out if this is what you want to do. Because I mean, being a DJ is awesome, but at the same time, it's kind of stressful as well. Yeah, it's kind of stressful as well. And there's multiple factors. And when you dive in all the way, that way you get your feet wet with everything. Right. Maybe the business aspect of DJing isn't for you. Maybe the technical aspect isn't for you. Like, right. So when you dive full in, you really kind of get to know if this is what you want to do. And then from there, make your own style.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Right. Wicked.
So even in terms of the business aspect of things, I know we touched on a few. Did you work in the Pickering System Music Warehouse?
I did. So in college, when I went to Durham College, I took operations management. And I graduated, and funny enough, I lived in Durham. I did not know about System Music Warehouse. It was the craziest thing. It used to be Tracks. And brother, I used to literally get my mom or dad or take the GO train to Yorkdale and then literally take the subway and then literally get to Mississauga and go to Tracks Records in Mississauga or Play a Record downtown and buy records. And I was literally, it was in the Durham region and I didn't completely miss it. And it wasn't until legit, like the second day of graduating college, me and my buddy DJ Playa, he took me there. And from there, I met Barry Booth and he's like, hey, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I just graduated like 2 days ago. And he's like, oh, what did you take? He's like, I'm like operations. And he's like, oh, do you want to be the operations manager? I was like, sure. And that was another cool experience, which, again, helped me dive deeper into, especially Caribbean culture for sure. Because there was there's always the old Jamaicans walking in every day and,
what you know about them chewing my youth?
No, but man, like, again, I didn't grow up, like I grew up listening to reggae and all these other things, but I didn't grow up hearing DJs.
Yeah.
So I'm with me, like JKD, you have a completely different story than I do with growing up, like hearing the music and hearing deep. For me, in order to learn, I have to do a lot of research. I have to watch.
Right.
I have to watch the way you play songs and the way other DJs play songs. And in my mind, make mental notes that, okay, I can play these two things and these songs hit. And in my mind, I'm making mental notes of why the song, okay, this song is a newer lovers rock. And that's why, because they're younger and stuff like that. Right. And then seeing that, like, for younger kids, you can't play Dennis Brown. They're not going to understand that as much as I want to play it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And learning that way. So, like learning the Caribbean culture through system music was really cool to see and hear and watch and then learn and then practice in the club.
Right. So I guess to end on the topic of business, what would you we've talked about a few facets of what we could do as DJs to make money. Either, reinforce what we've talked about or talk about different avenues that a DJ can make money, which means not necessarily just going to a club to DJ, but how could a DJ make money in different ways?
Well, man, just take me as an example. I was a DJ and then I'm an editor, and I haven't really, in a sense, been making money off of DJing during COVID, but because I'm an editor, I can make money off of that. Every aspect of DJing, man. Again, these are a lot of cases, I guess, for me, because I can't think of a lot of other ones. But like, I like dub plates, so I can master dub plates, and I can do that and make money. Right. I can make playlists for DJs. I can make edits for DJs. JKD requested a song that I still have to get, and I have to make, like, I'm gonna make that for him. So nice. Just doing things like that, just for me at least. Like, there's a lot of avenues, but as a DJ, you gotta like what those avenues are too, right? During high school, I went to a high school that had a theater, and I gravitated towards the tech crew. So in high school, I was on the tech crew, and I ran a 700-person theater in my high school. Wow. And we did plays, and the best part is there was outside companies who would rent the venue. Right. So I would actually get paid by the Durham District School Board to miss class and do shows. So another avenue for me or other people is if you like sound, you can be a sound guy at a church, at a concert, at a whatever. So just for me, it's learning different things about sound and lighting and all that stuff. And I do lighting design as well. I have a client that they do a dance show every year. It's called Theater Dance Academy, and they teach kids how to dance. They have a year-end recital. I'm their lighting designer. Oh, wow. And then I sit on my laptop and run 18 moving heads, the intelligent lighting that you see at weddings, the white ones that are usually up on stands. Yeah. I run 18 of those for a dance show that runs for 3 days.
All that.
So just getting into every aspect of DJing, sound, lighting, production. Yeah. There's so many avenues, right? So.
Wicked.
Right. Wicked. So we asked this question. This is going to be the second last question. Okay. We asked this question to every guest. Now, I don't know if it applies to you, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Cool.
Do you remember the first fete that you've been to?
I do.
Okay.
I do. It was the first time I seen soca music.
Okay.
I'll tell you the first time. Right. It was in 2005.
All right.
It was at Club Carib in Oshawa. You may know this, you may not. It's okay.
Don't know the club.
No, it's not a club. It's a Caribbean. It's the Caribbean Cultural Center of Oshawa. Okay. It's a banquet hall.
Right.
And in Durham, every year they have something called Fiesta Week. And every club, so there's a Portuguese hall, there's an Italian hall, Hungarian hall, Club Carib, they all host from Father's Day Sunday to the following Sunday, they do the cultural week. Right. And you buy, it's like $14, you buy a passport, it's called, and it allows you to go to all these halls and you try their food, you see their shows. And my friend DJ in Trinity, his parents ran Club Carib, and he got to DJ the last night party. Okay. And at Club Carib, it's all soca, very little reggae, extreme soca. And I just remember they had 2 shows. The last show I think starts at 12 and goes till 12:30, and then pretty much from 12:30 till 3 a.m. is the after party. And keep in mind, these are like much older Caribbean people. Okay. And the first time, in a sense, I've seen the fete was it's 3:30 in the morning. My feet are killing me. I'm sitting down. Some back in time soca is playing.
Right.
And there was a lady in a walker standing up dancing.
Wow.
And this lady must have been 60, 70 years old. And right. I just remember wow, how am I sitting down and this old ass lady not even moving a lot, but she's just holding the walker going.
Right.
That was the first time I heard soca music, and I loved it. I loved it not only because of the back in time stuff, but I loved that like they would do they would take old songs and like make them soca, but then like it's like they would use the Take On Me, right, the old 80s song, right, but then they would make it like soca, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love that aspect because I could relate to those songs, right? Like I grew up listening, so I was like, I know all of these songs.
Right.
And then as the time went on, I would say from 2006 to 2009, soca kind of went very melodic, which again had a lot of, for me, Euro dance music tendencies. So I fell in love with soca even more at that point. Like I remember like the electro lights rhythm. Like I was like, what the hell? Like this is the best ever. Like, so yeah, man, that was the first time. That was the first time that I was like, I need to do this. Like I need to see more of this.
Right. Okay.
And again, it wasn't like a jab fet, but it was just first time seeing older people 330 grooving to this beat that I've literally never heard. Just again, hearing just off of tapes and records, like not hearing it mixed and seeing the way people react, and that was the first time.
Wicked.
Dope. Okay, so we're gonna end off here, but we got a couple questions. So, first one: what is one thing about DJJ that nobody in the world would know unless you told them yourself?
If you're like Buzz that has, have a OnlyFans account.
Oh boy. Damn. That's a hard question. I don't know, man. I'm very open, like at least with all my friends. Like there's not much things. I can't even think of anything. I don't know.
Open book.
I can't think. I honestly can't. Nothing is standing out in my. Ask another question. I'm gonna think.
Okay, we'll just go to the last question then.
Okay.
Where does DJJ see himself in 5 to 10 years?
If you asked me that before COVID, I would have said doing the same thing as in a sense as I was doing before.
Yeah.
I didn't see myself stopping DJing at all. Making edits is just getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So before COVID, I would say probably just doing that. And now, I don't know, man. Like I really like the Twitch thing.
Yeah.
I really like the Twitch thing. It's gotten me more uncomfortable in front of a camera. Which is why you see me do these things now where I do webinars and the dubplate stuff. And I'm still testing. I'm still like what Gary Vee said, just testing and seeing what I like and what sticks and what doesn't stick, and taking feedback, which not all feedback is good feedback, and seeing what is working. So because of COVID, I'm not sure, but like definitely on the internet space of things, whether that's a YouTube, whether that's Twitch, I don't know, but something along those lines of going forward with more education for DJs.
Nice.
For sure. At the end of the day.
Love it.
Wicked.
All right. Thank you, brother. We appreciate your time.
No problem.
Let them know where they can follow you, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
So at DJJAYONLINE, you just search that on Google. And again, I had to make it online because if you search DJJ for some reason, Jay-Z and Master Flex come up. I don't know why. I don't know what type of Google AdWords that these guys made for, but I had to do that. And once I did that, then everything kind of, because like it's all one word.
Yeah.
But I thought, funny enough, actually, you know what? So here, I'll answer your question. You said, what does someone not know? I'm thinking about dropping the DJ and just being Jay Online. And that'll be, in a sense, my Gary Vee account. And Jay Online will do edits and dubs and DJ and stuff like that.
I love it.
Smart.
And one thing I'll commend you for is I personally think that is the best case scenario for any DJ. If you're doing everything online and making that residual income, you win.
Right.
Because a lot of guys and I love seeing it. I love the visual aspect of, This guy's flying here. This guy is DJing over here.
Right.
This big party here. You're throwing this. If you're making that kind of money online in your bed while you sleep,
right,
you win.
Facts.
Period. And that's the direction you're trying to take your movement. Personally speaking, that's where I want to be eventually too. I'm in my prime still. I'm in my good days, so I want to travel and see the world in certain aspects. But I love the online,
Are you saying that I'm not in my prime?
We're the same age. We're the same age. At the same time, like that's what I'm trying to do right now while I can.
Man.
I know what happens when I have a 2-year-old and a wife. You can't really do those things like I could right now.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
And even before COVID, I had a residency in Ottawa that again is hard. And again, the money is great, but I leave Saturday morning and I don't get home till Sunday night. And although it's cool and I get to go to another city and, show up and again, like every DJ loves this. You show up to the club at 12 and you drink and then you only play for an hour and a half and it's all, and then you go out and talk. Yeah. Like everyone loves that. It's cool. But having the family is hard, man. Having the family is hard.
Yeah.
But again, like I find things to like about certain things that make it better. Like dubs has always been a thing where it's like, I always want dubs and I've always wanted dubs.
Right.
And JKD told me we're going to talk about dubs, but I guess we're.
Yeah. That's
okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Then.
Let's talk about it.
We're
here.
So I've always wanted dubs, man. And the funny thing is I didn't even know what dubs were. It was always drops. It was like, yo, I want, like at the time it's like, I want 50 Cent to be like, yo, you're rocking with Jay or whatever. Like I always wanted that.
Right.
And it wasn't until hearing a dub plate for the first time, I was like, that's amazing.
Right.
Like why wouldn't, and again, this is what I've never realized. Like I every time I talk about dubs, like with like Scratch and these guys are like, oh, Jay's talking. Like, why would you not want to dub to every single song?
True.
I want to dub to every single song.
Right.
Why would you not want that? Why would you not want a custom piece? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because it costs a lot of money though, so maybe that's why.
but I see. I look at it as I'm investing in myself.
True.
And again, to me, like some people, everyone has different interests. Some people have 3 cars, right? Right. They have like, I have a summer beater or a summer car and a beater, and then I have a bike and I have a boat. I'm like, I don't have any of that. I don't care about any of that stuff. I love dubs. Like I love dubs, and I see the impact. And legit, my career kind of changed when I started doing dubs.
Okay.
Instantly, because it was an instant like gratification to other people. Was like, oh, like again, being in a dance and DJing for old Caribbean people,
right? And
them not understanding where I'm coming from. They're like, yeah, the white guys got tunes, but like,
right.
And again, it was the shock value. It was shock value. Right. And as it went on and on, I was like, oh, you can write them. Like I can tell the artist what to say.
Right.
And from there, I was like, well, now all my like, and from that day forward, from I would say 2016, when I figured that I can write them.
Right. From
2016 on, every dub is a bit different than every single person's dub.
Oh, nice.
Because again, I've mastered enough dubs for DJs that it's like I've heard Serrani No Games 19 different times.
Right.
And they're all the same. They're all the same. And making it just that much different was what makes the dub.
True. Now, what's the latest dub that you purchased?
The latest dub. Hold on, I can tell you right now.
I forgot them Gmail for that one.
It's probably not even mastered yet.
No, it's not. It's not mastered. It's not mastered. I think you know what? I think I told you it was the Sean Dizzy dub. He did it for like $100.
Okay.
Hello Bad Mind.
Yes.
But now, so I mastered a Marcia Griffith dub today.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And like I think that's gonna be my, like, I know you messaged me about the Bounty Killer, but like,
yeah. Oh, that's the one you want.
I love Marcia Griffiths, but like today I fell in love with Marcia. Like, bro, I mastered a dub that was just cut. This woman I researched is 70 years old.
Yeah.
And the song sounds the same as when she cut it in this, like,
yeah, absolutely.
I did no vocal processing, nothing. That woman sounds the exact same.
Right.
And like I rated that so much. And she's 70, man. Like that's like I gotta make a move here.
Oh yeah.
And man, the craziest thing, I'll tell you a story about that. Frankie Paul was in the hospital. One of my guys I cut through Danger Mental, he's like messaged me, and he literally like kind of like took me under his wing, and he's like, bro, this guy's not gonna He's like, brother, this guy needs money for his family to go do, because he had leg surgery, and they were flying him back to Gambia, and it was like, brother, I don't think he's coming back, and I got him, and literally like the guy's like, he calls me, he's like, brother, this guy's in a hospital gown sitting on the edge of the bed singing your dub. I was like, this is insane. But seeing that was like, okay, like it's time to start, because like, when I started getting dubs, it was like it was the new stuff, right? I wanted to play the stuff, but then I didn't realize like, oh, we can lose legends,
exactly,
and then that's it. Like once that's it,
right? And I can tell you a story. Like a legend just passed this week. He goes by the name of Pat Anthony.
Yep.
And I cut him just before he passed, like maybe like a week before he passed.
Crazy, man.
So yeah, that's what when I'm cutting dubs, that's what I focus on. I focus on the older generation, just because they can go anytime, right? And it's always, for me, it's sentimental to have something that I grew up listening to, and have
for sure
to say my name. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. And again, like in 2016 is when I kind of changed. Because before 2016, I would just just say my name, just give me the dub, And it wasn't until I started like, well, I can change things. And again, the way I edit as well, like I'm an editor, so I can change the way things sound. Right. A funny story: I got Courtney Melody, and I got Modern Girl, and with my dubs, I want them to not be. I want them to sound exactly like the 45. Like I want them to sound like you can't tell if it's a dub or the real song. Right. And I got Modern Girl, and when my guy told him that I wanted Modern Girl, and he wanted to sing in the same, like he wants it to sound like the 45. Courtney Melody sang it out of order. Because he legit thought I was going to take it and redo the song and then market it and sell it as my own.
Oh wow.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I could take his song and then I would take the acapella, produce a new beat, and market it again as my own. And he literally sang it out of order. But what he doesn't know is I'm an editor, and I and I just synced it right up. Synced it right up. So
wicked.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I don't know. Just dubs literally is like the kind of some of the times the reason I do things.
Okay.
Got Cranium dub just from hanging out and talking with Kick Rocks. Okay. Who's a Jamaican Miami producer, heavy into like the EDM bass scene.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember the Nobody Has to Know Major Lazer Kick Rocks remix, and it was kind of sounded like Watch Out for This. Like it was that Moombaton style. Okay. Yeah. And it was sick. He had him in studio, and I cut. So I have the Cranium on the original and the remix, and legit, like when I got it, they're like only Diplo has this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like, so that was kind of cool. And then just from there, just getting rare, cool dub. Like I have Maria custom. Right. Like the whole thing custom. Right. And then just going more and more custom. Sanchez full custom of Don't Diss the Man. Like
right. I remember you played it for me. I heard it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Just completely. And again, and then by doing that, like legit, I not that I don't want to say I got bookings from it, but just like because it's so different. Right. Because it's so different, people look at, I guess, me differently.
Right. True.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are dubs something that you claim in your business?
I do. I mean, why not? If you can show a paper trail.
So guys, that's another reason you should be doing your business and registering yourself as a business.
Yes,
yeah, man. Like I really recommend anybody, you need an accountant.
Yeah.
And not and again, not to knock on H&R Block, but you need a real accountant. And what I recommend is when you go to the accountant, you interview the accountant. And you almost want to know, like, do you have entertainment clients? Because every business is different.
Right.
And there's certain things you can claim and do. And I want my guy I want him to do entertainment. I want him to do everything he can to make sure I keep as much money in my pocket as I can,
Right.
and pay the least amount of taxes as you can.
Yep.
Because I think that's where people are misconstrued when it comes to small businesses, that when you work for someone, you're hoping for a tax return. You're praying like, I hope I paid too much tax in this government. But what no one talks about, and again, just from what I've been watching, no one talks about, like, when it comes tax time as a small business, you got to pay the government. Like government's not sending you a check. They're like, how much did you make? How much tax did you collect for us?
Right.
And like, no, where does no one talk about that? Like, I never understood that no one ever everyone always talks about, like, have a great tax return. No, man, what are you talking about? You got to pay the government something. Right? Like, like you have to, like, you made X amount, you owe the government this amount. No one ever talks about that. That's one thing I never understood.
Facts. True. Big facts. Well, DJJ, thank you so much. I know we missed the dubs. Is there anything else that we didn't?
No, man. No, man. I again, unless y'all have more questions. But
no. Maybe we'll do a part 2. Yeah. We'll eventually do a part 2. Let's say that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being a fan and engaging with us, messaging us, all that good stuff. Thank you for what you do. I know JKD's hard drive is full of your stuff, so
it definitely is.
We appreciate you for what you do.
Maybe we can make you an 8-mix customer soon.
Yeah. He'll let me know the benefits, and I might put it on my fucking tax return. Who knows? All right,
but at the end of the day, any DJ that is going to listen to this, just hit me up, because I do this thing called Weekend Fire, and it's free, and I literally send out the hottest records. And JKD can attest to that. Every week. Yeah. The hottest records. You almost don't even need to subscribe. That's how crazy it is. It's just the hottest records every week.
Right.
So any DJs, just hit me up. Buzz, I'll get you on that as well. I don't know why you're not even on that.
We'll talk.
And funny enough, why did JKD not tell you about that?
I just found out about all this shit today. I'm just letting you know.
But yeah, man, like, We'll work it out. We'll work it out for sure.
Sounds good, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
DJJ, we appreciate your time. Everybody, thank you for locking into the Pre-Prelim, another episode, and we will see you next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.